All right, we should be live, fellas.
Peace.
For sure. Let me double check. All right, bet. We lit, man. We lit. GMI TV, Cosmic Convos, man. Episode number 5, man. We lit, man. We lit. The one and only GMI, you know what I'm saying? I got my co-host, my brother, Johnny the God, and we are accompanied today by the one and only Mr. GODKING Joshua.
Peace. Peace.
For sure.
My bad.
You all good, fam. All right, so Mr. Joshua, so I like to get into this with every guest that we bring on because I notice it. We all have unique names. You feel me? Powerful, God-like names. I got my brother Johnny the God. Your name, GODKING Joshua. Right. My name, Gonna Make It. We just had Real Chosen on. We had L Money 333. You feel me? Synchronicity in his name. Right. All powerful names. So GODKING Joshua, you basically taking the two highest and most prestigious titles that there are and combining them together. And then one of the most powerful biblical names, Joshua, which is also synced and connected to Yahshua or Christ, you know what I'm saying?
Yahweh.
So you feel me? So, bro, just give me a breakdown of your name because we know the significance of a name and how it bears your identity and your purpose. So is your purpose instilled in the name GODKING Joshua?
Yeah, so I just tell you my purpose off rip, right? So my purpose here, coming back in this incarnation, is the awakening of the gods, right? The unification and the awakening of the Anunnaki species, of the 93 being species. You feel me? And so with that, it's steps. You know what I mean? There's steps in the awakening. There's steps in the awakening. You know what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. This family, real quick. 1 second.
You good, fam?
My bad. Boom. All right, yeah. So GODKING, right? If you watch any of my content, right? If you follow me, you'll know I tell you that you are God. If you're a 93 being, you are God, the God that you seek, right? And GODKING, or calling yourself the God, you taking ownership of your reality, good or bad. You feel me? And you got to realize names are nothing but what? Frequencies, which are it's just what? Vibrations, right?
Energy, basically.
You ever seen those videos where they put speakers on water and you see the shapes of
cymatics? Yes.
So my birth name given to me is Joshua. That's my real name, right? And when you are called something repeatedly, you get the same vibrations as that original person that was given this name, given this frequency, right? You see what I'm saying? So this is why I tell people it's important to what you name your children, because words are what? They spells. So you're constantly putting this vibration on somebody. So GODKING is a certain frequency, a certain level of understanding, a title that means you've reached a certain level of mastery of knowledge of self. Feel me?
Amazing. So you said a certain level of mastery of self. So basically what really promoted and propelled you on that path to really tap into self? Were you taught this raised up, or was it something that you had to seek on your own?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I was taught this raised up, right? As far as, you know, I was never raised as thinking I was African. I always knew I was Indian, right? That's a part of knowledge itself, right? Because like I said, when you call yourself Black, that's a certain frequency. That word is a certain frequency. African Americans, a certain frequency. Indian, Atlantean, all this is different frequencies, right? So when you ask how I get to, what started this. When you study different religions, right, and then you start to actually understand, right, when you get a certain level of knowledge, you realize it's all about self. It's all coming back to you mastering self. So once you study Christianity, once you study Judaism, once you study Islam, you know what I'm saying, and then you keep seeing the same occurrences, you're like, okay, so some is to this knowledge of self. You see what I'm saying? and that's what started me on going deeper and deeper. And then, of course, when I started coming across the teachers of Dr. Malachi Z. York, and that was it. That was Dr. York is to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you relate to that at all? He said that it's all about self, Johnny. How does that resonate with you?
It resonates 100% with everything, because every answer we get, every even answers before we make a move is all within. Everything is internal. Even when you like I just said, when you need answers for anything, or when your intuition tell you not to do something but you do it, you know what I'm saying? Everything is internal. Everything starts within. So with him saying that, it gets no simple than that, for sure.
But as we see today, that we've literally been disconnected from self. We've been raised to worship everything that's external and outside of what's within. So what do you think the main purpose of that is, God King Joshua? And how can you see that in today's time, the implementing of disconnecting each other from what is internal and causing us to worship what's external? How do you see that in today?
So let's break it down. First question you asked is why they wanted to separate us from knowledge of self, basically, right?
Yeah.
So I'll do that one first, and you just tell me the second part of the question after I do this. But
You
got to realize, if you don't know, of course, there was a time where it was only us on this planet, right? It was only non-ether beings, and then once they came, there was still a time where we ruled all. We ruled over all, right? And so what happened was there was a quote unquote, for lack of a better word, spell put on us, and it's basically a spell of amnesia. Right? It's a spell of amnesia. And the only way the current system can stay as it is as long as we stay in this state of amnesia. You feel me? Is if we stay, and so they separate us from self, because when you do the things that you are naturally supposed to do, it connects DEA strands, it awakens genetic powers you have. You know what I mean? You putting your feet in the grass is completely different than a cave person putting their feet in the grass. You see what I'm saying? Like when you go to the beach and when one of them go to the beach, it's two different experiences. This is why they always made it seem like we don't like to swim. This is why they made it seem like surfing was for white dudes. It's not that it was, because we started all that. It was to keep you out of the ocean, because they know your connection to it. And hunting, that's for white dudes. It's to keep you out of the forest, keep you out of the jungle, because they know your connection to it. So when you do these things to connect back to self, back to nature, it awakens DEA, and it will return you back to your higher self. And if all of us are on that frequency, the current matrix cannot stand. You know what I mean? Because simply every culture all over this plane, every single culture, Asians, Germans, America, everything is built off you not knowing you the original people there. Straight up. Like the whole Chinese thing was built by us. That was by us. That was by Moors.
The Chinese and samurai temples and such like
all that. Bro, Buddha. All that is us. All that. But if we know that, it's just like, that's why the Native Americans get so mad at us. Because if we exist, then you don't. Because we first. This always first, no matter what. So if we exist, that means you're not the original people here. They only look like Olmecs as long as our face is not next to the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like a Mexican dude can look like an Olmec if it's just him standing next to me. But once it's him and me, you don't look like that no more. You see what I'm saying? And that's around the whole entire planet.
Facts. So let's get into it. So you said that you were raised up knowing that you were an Indian.
Yeah.
So we know I'm in Florida. Jonique is in South Carolina and Georgia.
I'm in Florida.
Okay, you in Florida as well.
Alabama, though.
All right, bet. So a lot of us, we know that it's common to hear that, such and such has Indian in their family, such and such has Indian in their family. So are you basically confirming that theory that
It's
a lot of
fact.
us do actually have Indian in our family.
Well, see, that's the wrong part. Is you don't have Indian in your family.
Okay.
You are the Indians. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? If your grandmama an Indian, that means your mama an Indian.
Okay.
If your mama an Indian, that means you an Indian. You see what I'm saying? They are the one. Some of the Native Americans are the ones who have some Indian in their family, meaning some of their tribes were mating with us. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't have Indian in you are the Indian. You see what I'm saying? You are the you are the Seminole, you are the Creek, you are the Muskogee, you the Choctaw, you the Tuscarora, not them. You know they from Asia, so you know what I'm saying. It's like in Siberia and stuff like that. So it's like, but now that's where they got you messed up. People because they got you under this spell, right? People literally sit here. I ask them, say, hey, "Are you Indian?" They're like, "Nah, but my grandma is." Nigga, I'm bad. It's like, bruh, what you mean? Like if your
it doesn't
grandma,
click.
how your grandma ain't Indian, you not, bro? That don't even make sense. You wouldn't be here without your grandma, bro. You know that, right? So you know what I mean. But they'll say it all the time. People say it all the time. It's because they got you on a certain frequency of black, and black is dead.
Yeah,
that's what that means.
You mind giving a brief timeline of how the colonizers stripped our heritage away over here in the Americas?
Right. So originally it was just us here, just all the Indians, just all the quote unquote black Indians, right? The Mississippians. You know what I mean? That's our actual culture. You know what I mean? Because Indians is something white people came up with anyway. But we were the Mississippians. And now if you want to know the timeline, this is actually the true timeline of where we were, right? Here in America, first off, this whole plane is Atlantis. If you don't know, this is all Atlantis. America was the capital of Atlantis. This is why we have Atlanta. See what I'm saying? It's why we have Atlanta. And the people you know as black people or the Indians, right? Not all not need to be in around the world. I'm just talking about the American Indians, you and us, right? Our ancestors. You are the inhabitants of the capital city of Atlantis. So which means is you are the descendants of the royal bloodline of the Atlanteans. This is why we're so influential. Think about it. This is why even other black people, quote unquote, around the world copy us. It's not just them. Everybody else copy us too. It's because of who and what you are. So we went from being Atlantean, right? Before this, we was called Anunnaki, but this is further back. But we went from being Atlantean, and then they said what Atlantis did, what it fell
or sank or whatever.
Sunk. What does that mean? Actually, it fell in frequency. You fell in frequency, so you lost certain abilities. When you vibrate faster, you can do certain things, right? We know science. If you vibrating at a certain rate, you can walk through walls because nothing is solid. There's no such thing as a solid. You just got to be able to vibrate faster or slower than the molecules of the wall, right? It's just straight up science, right? So when we were Atlantean, we were at a higher frequency. We could speak telepathically, right? We could do all these things. And then when we fell in frequency, that's when we became Mississippi and California, and you know what I'm saying? You see me, the Indians, right? And then that's when we got at war with the Moors, right? We got at war with the Moors, who was basically us from over there in Europe and stuff like that. And we had been fighting. It was the Eagles versus the Chiefs. You know, that's why they did that Super Bowl. That's why they did that. Because if you look, right when all this stuff was popping off, when the rise of the American Indian was happening, that's when that Super Bowl happened. It was a representation. The Super Bowl is always a representation of what's going on in the world. So it was Eagles, the Moors representing Philadelphia and all that, you know, the Declaration, all those people signed that, versus Indians, who would be the Chiefs. That's why they had two black quarterbacks, because they represent two black nations. So we was at war with the Moors for so long, they started bringing over now you know who created the caveman, right? You know who created them? The Moors. They actually made them. Like that's their creation, right? So they start bringing their weapons over here, which what you know as the Pilgrims. Right? You gotta realize nobody in Europe is controlled by cave. All of them controlled by the Moors. The crown controlled by the Moors. Oh, they
and they're just like undercover. We just can't see them. They're the hidden hand, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Like they never came into power. They just being controlled by power to look like they are in power. See what I'm saying? Because if we so focus on anything that look white, you ain't gonna be focused on what we doing over here.
The truth. They're basically like a scapegoat.
Exactly. But this it's their pets, so they can do what they want to with them. You know what I'm saying? And so not only that, they brought the Pilgrims over. Then that's when they enlisted the aid of the quote unquote Native Americans. And they came over here before, but they hired them to help fight the Indians. This is why they got to keep the name. This is why they got to keep, you know what I'm saying, the identity of the original, because they helped them fight us.
So that's why they got to take ownership of the land, quote unquote.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because we were there, and there was two different societies. It was the TP people, that's the Eskimos, the Asian. Then there was the people who had the buildings. That's the Indians. Those us.
That's us. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
there was actually a group of quote unquote natives that were in teepees, but it just wasn't us.
Yeah, exactly.
We were more advanced than that.
Exactly. Two separate civilizations. Both like you had Native Americans and then you had Indians. It's two different people. You know what I'm saying? You an Indian. You know what I mean? The Asian looking dude at the shop, that's a Native American. Two different people. Native Americans are native to the United States of America Corporation.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? That's what they're native to. You are indigenous to the land. See what I'm saying? This is why you will never get reparations. You see what I'm saying? They gave Native Americans reparations because here's a casino or whatever. They was able to give the German, they was able to give white people reparations, Asian people, everybody reparations but you. Because to give you reparations, they gotta leave. You see what I'm saying? They gotta leave because that's what you really own.
Because we don't understand that if we were to get reparations, we're gonna build and we're not necessarily going to involve other people because we're not necessarily going to have a need.
Yeah, bro. If you get reparations, you got to get land back because that's what they took from you. They got you thinking you was a slave. So you thinking you want 40 acres and a mule when really, no, we want Alabama. We want Mississippi. We want Texas. We want Oklahoma. You see what I'm saying? These is ours. You know what I'm saying? They don't got to do that with nobody but us, which is why they never want you to know who you are. Because we're the only people who can actually fight and lay claim to the land. We're the only ones. Nobody else. That's why they brought Africans in also to help fight us. That's why even to this day, Africans and us don't really get along because when they brought them over here to fight us, and what happened was some of the African slaves went with it. And then this is when you get the Tuscarora going through, Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, during the French Indian War, because they're freeing African slaves because the Africans won't fight against us. So this when you get the Gullah Geechee tribe. Okay. That's African and Indian mix. You feel me? That's how you get all this stuff. But
so that's why certain culture similarities intertwine because we actually did mix certain tribes.
Because we was rescuing them. And this is why they was like, the Choctaw owned slaves. We were buying our people
their
back.
Freedom.
You see what I'm saying? That they don't want you to actually go look into what was going on.
Hey, this is so deep though. This is like a real history class. This is real civics, you heard? American history.
And people be like, why does it matter? Why does it matter, right? When you realize what they did, you realize what extremes they will go to keep you from you realize, they actually sat there and lied to us every day in school.
Every day. For 13 plus years, fam.
They actually did. It ain't no conjecture. If what I'm saying is true, which it is, that means they sat there and intentionally lied to you.
For 100 plus years.
And that's what you need to be thinking about. Like, why they do that though? You see what I'm saying? That's what you need to be thinking about. Why did they do that?
Why are they doing
that? I never understood people that didn't necessarily care about that because it's like, these are our lands. Like, why would you as a person that's indigenous to this not care about that? Like,
Because
why would
they
you as
think
a
they
person
African.
not care about this bloodline that's currently ruling over us actually came over here and assaulted, killed, murdered, slaughtered the rightful owners of these lands? So it's like I never understood people that don't want to fight for that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you see, you know why you feel that way, brother? It's because, like I told you, it's different frequencies, different words put you at a different frequency. When you call yourself black, that vibration it's a vibration of disconnect. You feel me? It's a vibration of disconnect. This is why black people, they say black people can't unify. They don't say Indians can't unify. You feel me? They don't say that. They say black people. They created black people. You ain't black. Your shirt is black. And look how crazy they got you, that you will call yourself black while looking at something that's actually black. You know what I mean? You be like, yeah, I'm black.
That's how you know it's a spell, fam.
It's a spell. So what I'm saying is the reason why you feel that way, because the vibration and frequency you are on is that of Indian, right? That's what you are. You are us when we are at that frequency. So you have more of a unified camaraderie life that you're living. That's why you seek out other people like you, is because being Indian and being black is two different mindsets. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah, and you go ahead, bro.
I was just going to ask, do you feel like the ancestors started writing a lot with hieroglyphs and everything in that nature because they knew we was going to fall?
Well, you gotta realize, for one, yeah, when we were in the falling phase, you gotta leave bits and pieces to make sure that the people can remember when, because they know it's gonna be a time of rise, right? Because we knew that Yakub put them in a 6,000 year spell, right? It was a 6,000 year spell which they had their time to rule, and the 6,000 years is up, which is why when the age of information began, that was the end of their 6,000 years, and that's why the planet Nibiru is returning, right? So, my bad, I didn't got lost. What did you just ask me again?
Do you feel like when the ancestors started writing more so with hieroglyphs and carvings in the walls, was it because they knew we was going to fall as a nation?
Yeah, and it's to leave proof. So, because they knew that you was going to not believe it, because you were going to be under the spell of amnesia. And so it's like a joke back to wake you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, then. And also,
My bad. Okay, so think about it. So you really think they had the ability to tell in the future that we were going to fall?
Well, yeah. Well, okay, here it's like this. Listen to this, right? So you got to realize that everything they were doing, they were getting the information from us. You got to realize Moors are us too, just different. You know what I'm saying? So you got to realize they were getting the magic, getting the spells, getting the information from us. You know what I'm saying? And so what was happening was, you know, in the Bible, when they say the gods laid with the daughters of man, you know what I mean? That was the Moors pillow talking. You know what I mean? They pillow talking with the cave girls. You know what I mean? We see them, they be thick sometimes. So what they was doing is they was pillow talking with the white girls, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they was going back and teaching them how to do stuff on us. You feel me? How to do stuff on us. And so they, even to this day, it's not that they can't do anything. You got to realize, bro, what I mean by they can't do anything, right? They don't have souls, right? They don't have souls. It's just real talk. They don't have souls. That's why they're not part of the solar people. You feel me? That's why the sun don't like them. They're not part of the solar group, the solar system, right? They don't have souls, right? So this is why they need a God, which would be you, because in order, or that who they know as Jesus, Allah, Krishna, whoever you want, which is really Yakub, he have many names, right? So, but they got to go through a black man to get a blessing, because a blessing is just a manifestation. And in order to manifest, you got to have a soul. You see what I'm saying? You gotta have a soul. That's why they use LeBron James to sell Nike, Steph Curry to sell Subway. That's why they don't use, even though they want to use Tom Brady, it just don't hit the same. It just don't hit the same because he don't have a soul, because a soul is what y'all don't watch my show. Spirit is electricity, soul is magnetism, right? So your soul is how you draw in things and people to you, including a crowd. See what I'm saying? So this is why you got to use someone with a strong soul to sell your products. NBA YoungBoy got a strong soul. Kodak Black got a strong soul. Lil Durk got a strong soul. They got strong magnetism. So what they do is the enemy uses your power against us, and that's what selling your soul is. You feel me? So, but it's not that they could see into the future. It's not that they could do anything. It's they was being helped by us to go against us.
No, I was actually asking. That was a good answer. But I was asking, were our ancestors able to, the ones who wrote the hieroglyphs and such that left messages for us in the ancient days, were they able to see into the future? How did they have the ability to know that we were going to fall in frequency?
Well, it's like this: if you at a certain level of intelligence, you can look at how things are going, and you can see the certain pattern of events, right? Okay, you know what I mean? Like if you go to my page, I knew, like I put a video out when the Alabama brawl happened, right? Saying they're going to be throwing a whole bunch of red pill content in your face, a whole bunch of Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez in your face. Now you got the Brick Girl. How do I know they was going to do that? It's because I knew they was going to want to try to stop the unity between us two, between us and our women, right? So if you are one of us and you see what's happening, right, and you one of the wise ones, you like, yo, we should probably start preparing for, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing niggas do nigga shit. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, interesting. All right. So speaking of ancient civilizations and such, we see one thing that was remained consistent was the infatuation with the number 9. We see that remains constant in the universe. We see it in physical life. It continues to reveal itself, the number 9. And I see you, in watching your shows, you continue to reiterate the importance of the number 9. So can you please give us your understanding of the power, the magnetism of 9 and what it represents?
9 encompasses all. 9 is the highest number. 999, which is really 9 to the 9th power, is the highest number you could come up with, period. Because anything after 9 is a composite, meaning it's just a compound of other numbers put together.
Facts.
Right? So the 9 represents the synchronization of all. You see what I'm saying? So the 9 ether being, which me and you are, meaning you are the combination of all energies, all matters in one. You are the highest form of evolution, but you are the 9. You see what I'm saying? That's what the 9. The 3 represents the past. The 6 represents the present, and the 9 represents the future. 369, and the 9 is the final number of the 3, 6, and the 9 combined. You know what I'm saying? So the 9 it represents completion. It encompasses all. It's the highest number. You know what I mean? So that's what the importance of the 9 is.
All right. And what are some ways that we could use it to interact in an everyday life, day-to-day basis?
Well, it's really the understanding, right? If you understand that you're a 9 ether being, and you are a combination of all, you realize that you owe it to everyone to be studying and learning about all things. You see what I'm saying? You got to be like, if you're not versed on Africa, when they tell you African, how you gonna know to say no? How you gonna know to say no, I'm not? Because I know this and about Africa, right? When they tell you that Asia was built by Chinese people, right? How you know to say no? That's cap. If you're not versed on Asia, you know what I'm saying? How you know to tell you the 9 is a remembrance to you to master all. You know what I mean? For you are the gods of the earth. You supposed to be mastering everything, which is why they keep you distracted. That's why they got the television. That's why they got sports. That's why they got movies. Everything is to keep you distracted from mastering all. You feel me? That's how you use it. It's a remembrance. It's a reminder to go master. You feel me?
So okay, the number 9, Johnique, do you have any knowledge or understanding on the 369, that method that Tesla came and dropped on us?
I know last time I did a 369 ritual was a year ago. I woke up early in the morning, wrote down in my journal 3 things I wanted to get done for the week. And later that afternoon, I wrote it 6 more times again. And then later that night, I wrote 9 more things that I just want to get done as well. But also intentions that I want to proceed moving into the new following year. So the 369 method, it can be something that somebody use on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. But just from my one-time experience using it, it helped me dial in more. It helped me lock in on what I needed to get done. It definitely showed me that if you put intention to whatever you are putting action into, it can manifest in itself.
For sure. Okay, so Joshua, I'm curious. So we like I said, Tesla came in and gave us that information. So would it be safe to say that he actually did reveal the knowledge of the 369, or do you think that he grasped that from somewhere else?
You gotta realize who you're dealing with. Their species, it's a parasitic species. Like, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. It's just that's really what they are. Meaning they have to latch on to something in order to survive. Right? They don't create nothing. Bro, they only been on the planet for like 6,000 years. They didn't create nothing, bro. You gotta realize we've been had sacred geometry. We've been had math. We've been had science. But listen, the reason why the 369 works, right? It's like this, bro. I'm gonna break this down to y'all. The reason why the 369 method that you're talking about works is because all you're doing is programming. You're programming your computer. You're programming your avatar. When you say something, right, a certain amount of times, you program it on a conscious level, right? When you say something a certain amount of time, you program it on a subconscious level. And then when you say something an even more amount of times, you're programming it on your soul. You're programming it on yourself, right? This is why all your music is I hate, I'm a this, I'm a that. Because first it don't repetition. First it don't do nothing. Look, just after a month of you saying it don't do nothing. But after a while, you start to realize, yo, all these dudes, you a gangster, but now you paint your fingernails because NBA YoungBoy painting his fingernails. It's because that 369 is you programming yourself. And so what they did was they're taking science and knowledge that we already have, and they trying to give it back to you. You know what I mean? After they go raid and try, and it's the same thing they do with religion. You see, all religion is about knowledge of self. It's about self-mastery. But when it invaded the temples, and when they went and invaded Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, which was Egypt, right? When they went and invaded there, they didn't get they got the information, but they didn't get the knowledge.
Okay.
So they didn't understand, and we wouldn't teach them. So they had to put it in a way that they could understand it, which is why they put a physical body to the, you know what I'm saying? That's why they put a physical body to everything, because that's the only way
they can grasp onto it.
Understand it.
Because they don't have that connection to the spiritual realm, so they can't really grasp spirituality type shit.
They can't go past the 5th chakra. You remember? You see what I'm saying? They can only go to the 33rd. That's why 33 is a master number for them, because they can't stop. They can't go past that. You feel me? That's why 33 is it for them. You see what I'm saying? Once you get past 33, now you into what we own. This is why some of our stuff just don't make sense. They don't understand, bro. Y'all ever heard them say it's just hair? It's just hair. It's just hair. You can try everything to break it down to them. They just do not get it. It's because it's a certain level they just cut off from. You feel me? That's what's going on.
And do you there has been a lot of facts that ancient artifacts that look Egyptian was in the Grand Canyon. So, do you believe that the Grand Canyon itself was a Stargate at one point?
I don't know. I've been told that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know for sure. But what I do know is that Egypt, the first Egypt, because you know this world was recreated 7 times, and each time Egypt was in a different location.
You said 7?
7 times. 7 times. And each time Egypt was in a different location. Right? The original Egypt is in the motherland, which is right here.
Okay, then.
Which is right here. That's why we have older pyramids than they do in Africa.
So America is the motherland.
Yes. America, do you know that the only reason why there's people in Africa that look like us is because they were sending us to Africa, bro. They told you everything backwards, bro.
Okay.
You gotta realize even some of those Africans, the reason why they wear like feathers and stuff with their tribes is because their roots come from here.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta realize some of their roots come from right here. It's not that we look like Africans. Some of them look like us, and that's why we got chinky eyes too. Like you know, a lot of Indians got chinky. I got real chinky eyes, and it's not that we got Asian eyes. No. They got ours. You see what I'm saying? We the originator of these eyes. We the originator of all these features and stuff. Bro, these people be playing with you, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, I don't know about the Stargate, but I do know the first Egypt was from freaking basically Tennessee all the way up to like Chicago. Real talk. And that's why you see a lot of states in the South. You got like Memphis, Tennessee. You got, you know what I mean? You got Bethlehem, Alabama.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because all this stuff, all those places in the Bible they're talking about is not over in the Middle East. It's just right here. All that stuff is talking about here.
So how much truth do you actually think is in the scriptures? Because we see a lot of people follow it, so it must be some truth in it, right?
It's codex. But what people is doing is they're following someone who don't understand what they reading interpretation of it. You see what I'm saying? Instead of it's like Christ, right? Christ. Let's just use that. The Christ represents a consciousness that we can all wait.
A level of consciousness.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. The Christ consciousness, right? So they say you got to be blessed by the Holy Spirit to be with Christ. So what does that mean, right? Kundalini, Kundalini energy, right? So your Kundalini energy sits at the base of your spine by your root chakra. That's why, not to be gory, but when you're having sex or whatever, that's why it feels so good, because that's Kundalini energy. You feel me? It's Kundalini energy that you're feeling, because that's where it sits right there, right? And so when you raise your Kundalini energy, it goes through all these gates, right? You have to open up these chakra gates, right? And as it passes through, it awakens these chakra gates, and then eventually it hit ajna, right? Your third eye. And from right here, it transfers to these 2 points in your brain. And when all these 3 are activated, you start to see life through a different perspective, right? And that perspective is called spirituality. Okay. Right. So once you've reached spirituality, you raise your consciousness to the Christ consciousness. So the rapture, which we are in right now, is not the return of some white man, it's the return of the consciousness. That's why all this information is coming out about the Moors, about the Indians, about the Chinese. It's because it's the return of the Christ consciousness amongst the gods. You see what I'm saying? But they didn't understand that. So they had to personify it with the body and this and that. You know what I mean? Because they don't understand that it's as above, so below. That's what the whole thing about. But there is some truth to it.
Wow. Okay, so it's been or resonating with me more and more, and I'm gonna break it down one day. But it sounded like the fact that you said, okay, 33, Christ died at 33. It sounded like he was crucified once. You know how we raised to the 33rd vertebrae or whatever. That you're crucified at the pineal. It was like the crucifixion takes place at the pineal. Once that energy raises up through the 33rd vertebrae, the Christ is the Son within you, the Son of Man, the Son within man, being crucified.
Pause right there. They say the Christ is crucified. Well, on the cross. The cross is the 3 points that I was describing you.
You said 3 points. Yeah.
Exactly. Ajna, and then these two connected with the heart chakra. This is the cross where Christ sits. You feel me? When all these are activated, now you've reached Christ consciousness. Okay. And so when they turn off your pineal, that's when they crucify a cross. That's when they crucify Christ. It lowered your frequency. You feel me? That's what's going on.
Yeah, that's insane. So Johnny, have you seen like these teachings being taught anywhere Bible wise? Because if we're able to decode it and be able to teach it like this, others should be able to do the same, correct?
Yeah, I've never in my life, like never. I never even grew up around anybody that had the Christ consciousness or knew occult studies or knew that my bloodline came from Indians. Like there's nobody around here that taught me anything of it. So I had to literally teach myself everything.
So, okay, do you think that was possibly an ordained path for us? Because none of us really I didn't get taught any of this information either. But somehow, some way, we all managed to break it to this point right now, being taught, being raised up in the knowledge currently, and tapping into it. You feel me? Everybody else didn't answer the call. So, Joshua, from your perspective, how is this even so? Like, how are we able to come into the knowledge and without this ever being brought to us in the first place? Like, how are we called to it?
So first off, what you got to realize is they built. So you never stop being Indian. I tell you like this: you never stop doing what the Indians do. Right? Indians be smoking. Y'all know what we do. Indians had rain dances. Y'all know how we turn up. Indians, they lived in the wild forest. We live in the hood. We live in the. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. What they did was they built religion around Indian culture, so you don't realize that you still practicing your same stuff. So you think you're doing something different, but really, when you go into church, that's a powwow. You feel me? That's a powwow. When you doing it, the reason why any one of us could catch the Holy Spirit without even trying, right? You don't have to see. If you look at them in their church, they got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but so you can just start feeling it, and all of a sudden you catch the Holy Spirit and you start hearing it. It's passed down things through your genetics. That's from when you used to be around that fire, Indian dancing to the drums. You see what I'm saying? It's still the same drums. It's passed down through your genetics. So what happens is rapping. It's the same. We've been doing that. All this stuff, shooting dice. Go look up what the Mayans used to do. Basketball, football. This is all Indian stuff. You feel me? We created all of this. So what they did was they just built their system around it and told you this is this. You consciously you might have forgot, but your body, you never stop doing what Indians do.
Genetics will never forget.
Exactly. You've been doing what we always did. You just didn't know that we always been doing it.
Facts. Okay. So another thing that we can say that they changed is the way that everything is being ran from the household perspective. So in past times, in ancient civilization, we see that we had the woman on a certain pedestal that she just isn't on anymore. You feel me? From today's perspective, we can see that it's mainly men. It's a heavily masculine energy that's ruling the world. We see that we have dictators ruling countries. You feel me? It's all in the wordplay. We see the infatuation with the phallus from country to country, continent to continent, which is basically a male genital part. You know what I'm saying? Right. So can you give me your understanding on the contrast and us being ran through a patriarchy and a matriarchy?
Okay. So for us, you got to realize all things come from source, which is divine feminine energy. All creative energy is feminine energy, right? So meaning the manifestation of divine feminine energy is our women, our and Afro Latino, all of 90 through women. It's the manifestation of divine feminine energy, right? And so in order to keep us at the state we are, they have to flip everything. You got to realize who you dealing with now, right? Who are these the children of? We're talking about the people in power right now, the people of the patriarchy. Who are these the children of? These are the children of the Greeks, the Romans, right? You know how they got down,
For sure.
right? Look at the Catholic Church, right? You know how they get down. Y'all seen the movie Troy? You seen that movie Troy, right? You remember his cousin? Remember? Dude, cousin got yoked up. Achilles found out his cousin got yoked up, was so mad. He went to Troy, slayed the prince in front of the whole country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you read the book, right, that wasn't his cousin. That was his man toy. That was his
lover.
Yes, that was his guy. That's what that was. These are the people who are in power right now. Christmas, right? Super male lover. That's what Christmas. You get drunk, beat your wife, leave her at home, meet up with the guys. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all have orgies. Yeah.
Get drunk and start man hugging. That's what Christmas.
Valentine's Day, all of that.
You see what I'm saying? And these are the people in control right now. So you got to realize they are the complete opposite of us. We was never the hit your woman over the head with a club and drag her. That was never us. That wasn't us. That was them. That wasn't us, bro. That was never our culture. Name one time that's been us. It ain't never been like that for us. For them, it's been, woman just make sandwiches and this. That ain't never been your mama. That ain't never been your grandmama. That ain't never been nobody that you know. That's their culture. And you got to realize their culture is that of homosexuality. For real. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what. Think about it, bro. What are they pushing? What are they? Everything they do, they push that. That's one of the only things you can't really talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why is that?
I know Obama had told the African presidents in each country that if they didn't agree to legalize homosexuality in their nations, that they'll sanction them. Basically, once they sanction them, they won't be able to get resources, as in food, shelter, education.
A
sanction is like a higher tax, right?
Yeah.
And do that make sense? That's what you care about?
Yeah, like you gotta people gotta be real. Like these people in power are willing to starve babies, starve women, just because we don't want to push a homosexuality agenda.
Now, why do they care so much about this agenda?
That's the question.
Why is the Pope get immunity? Why are you not allowed to even talk about traffickers? Bro, I get banned for talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that a protected thing? We should all be in agreement that we don't like these. This should be a unified thing that, bro. I'm putting it like this, bro.
They put it in the kids' TV shows and all.
Exactly. Listen, bro. Mm-hmm. I don't care nothing about no white leader, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. I don't care nothing about none of them, right? But what I'm telling you is, let's look at Donald Trump for 1 minute, right? And ask yourself, caveman billionaires, they get away with everything. None of them ever go to jail. We all know Joe Biden's a terrible person. We all know Bill Clinton, Harvey Weinstein, all of them do this. Tom Hanks, they all everybody knows that they are evil people, but none of them ever get caught. Why in the world is Trump the only one that they going after? What did he do That, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a billionaire too. What did he do that all of a sudden? Because you're not even allowed to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein list, but they talk about Trump with anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything, right? What's the first thing Trump did when he got into office?
What's that?
Very first thing he did was he signed the act to build the wall. Where specifically did he want to build the wall? Lower California on down. You know that where he wanted to build the wall is the #1 area for child trafficking.
Okay, Mexico, that line between us and Mexico. Okay, they say a lot of things come in through Mexico. They say that Fetty Wap come in through Mexico. We all know about El Chapo, all that. We watch the TV show Narcos. We see what's going. We watch Snowfall. We see what's going on between that border.
The #1 thing, though, is children.
No.
And he shut that down.
He was trying to step on that.
When Trump was in office, is when all the information about,
was coming out. Okay.
Go look when you ain't on here, bro, right? Go look up the Q. You know who that is? You remember hearing about them?
The
Q is a group of white men who is telling the truth, the 100% truth, bro.
Okay.
Facts. They was telling straight up. Like, I'm talking about nitty gritty, like, truth. I can't believe that they said like the real truth. And they was trying to take them down. I want y'all to go to, it's a website, bro. It's called BitChute, BITCHUTE. It's like YouTube, except it got the videos that they try to ban on YouTube. And go look up the Q. Just go look up all the stuff that they was telling you, bro.
Okay.
You feel me? And you will see why. And Trump was the one allowing all that to get out. Trump was the one that told us about Barack Obama before he.
Okay.
Bruh, you better go. Trump, Trump, the only president that's not related to every single president.
That's what they say.
The only one. Every other one's related but Trump.
It's something going on. And it's crazy that it just so happens to align with the age of Aquarius. All this is going on. So it's pretty much ordained, don't you think?
We created destiny.
We created destiny, as you said.
Destiny is a mechanism, right? So when you come here, before you come here, I don't know if you know this, but this is not your actual body. Like that movie Avatar is real, right? There's a you on our home planet. Xylanthia, Planet X, it's different names for it, right?
Would that be in the Sirius star system?
Yes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Now we get into the guy, Rashad Jamal. Now we get into Rashad Jamal area, right? You see what I'm saying? Now that's the guy. That's one of my master teachers, right? Sure. That's my big brother. That's a lot of my knowledge I learned from him. You know what I'm saying? First, Dr. York, he taught me and Rashad Jamal and a lot of people, but Dr. York would be the primary source, you know what I'm saying? But Rashad Jamal is definitely a person who I learned a lot from. But you gotta realize your main you is in the Sirius star system, right? So this version of you is an experience. It's an experience that you have in. It's like shadow clones. Like you watch anime. You watch anime. You know Naruto?
Nah.
Well, okay, in Naruto, he can make shadow clones. There's like different versions of himself, right?
Okay.
And he can send these versions out, and all the information that they pick up, they come back to you.
Yeah, you see that power be used in multiple other supernatural TV shows and such like that. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's what's really going on.
That's a real power. They say that, like they say, art imitates life. So they had to get that power, the knowledge of that power from somewhere. So you say that we actually possess that ability to replicate ourselves in the physical world and interact.
This is a replication of you right now. What you're seeing is not the real you. Like there's a real you, right? And it's like The Sims. It's like Grand Theft Auto. You see what I'm saying? Imagine this, what you looking at. This is your CJ from San Andreas. Like we both playing, me and you. Right? This is why you are God. Listen to me. See, now we getting deep, right? This is why you are God, bro.
As it says in the Bible.
The main you is controlling this reality. Y'all ever played The Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how in The Sims you can make the house, but you are God. Like the you outside of the video game, you're the God of that Sims world. Now imagine that this reality that we in is also a Sims world. and the main you is playing. Now the difference is we're the only ones playing. This is why it seems like the cave people live life on easy mode. You feel me? This is why it seems like why it's so easy for them. It's because they're part of the game. See what I'm saying? You're the only ones playing. That's why you got to go through the hardships. That's why we live, because you're the only ones playing. They not playing the game. They're part of the game. Every one of them you meet. I'm not saying that they don't. It's no good people. I'm just saying each one of them that you meet, whether you had a baby with them, whether you, because I got a white baby mama. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, no matter how you.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is what it is. No matter how you feel about them personally, they're all part of the game for your growth. That's what it is.
So what would you say about your child? Are they half part of the game? And like what
so if you pass on DEA, if it has DEA,
she gifted now. She wanted, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if your baby has the sign, so it's like this, bro. People ask me, can white people be 90 to being? It's like this. We can only incarnate in certain bodies. The body has to have neuromelanin because we have too much energy. A white body, an Asian body
cannot contain the energy.
It can't hold. It's like a battery. You feel me? It can't hold. That's why we run faster, jump higher. You feel me? We have more energy than they do.
Okay, so what about when we see somebody take over the NFL like a Cooper Cup or like a Luka Doncic taking over the NBA?
Luka and Coop. But okay, so you watch basketball for real. We about to get into a kind of sports talk, right? Let me finish what I was saying about my kids.
My bad. For sure.
The fact that my kids have neuromelanated skin and they have non-ether hair, right? It's the proof that a non-ether being can incarnate in this avatar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when your child is born, it's an empty avatar until it get its spark, like on the 55th day. So when my baby was born, it was an empty shell, just like we all were. But the fact that my babies have neuromelanin, right, and they have ether hair, they don't have white people, they got ether hair. It's a sign like, okay, this is a body that we can enter to. Okay. So if you breed out that, right? So if you got a mixed baby, and then your baby have a baby with a white girl, and then that baby has a baby with that body can no longer contain. It can't contain our energy no more, and it shows through the hair. It shows through the skin. If the body is burning, you see what I'm saying? We are many suns. So if the reason why their skin burns from the sun is because it can't take the energy. You get what I'm saying? Like it just literally can't take the sun energy. You a mini sun. So if you was to hop inside of a white body, it would do this. It would burn. My sons don't use sunscreen. So that's why they say you would have seeded your father, but it is what it is. But what I'm saying is that's with that. Now, what was that other question you just asked me? Because I remember it was a good one.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. There's so many questions I want to ask you about that. We're gonna come back to that though. But the question I asked you was about sports. We see Cooper Cup. We took over the NFL a couple years ago. Luka Doncic, he a bucket. All
right. All right. First off, Luka's the most overrated player of all time. But we're gonna get it. Let's just talk for a second, right? Joker and Luka, right? My two least favorite players, right?
Okay.
If you actually watch the game,
you said and Djokovic?
Yeah, Joker from the Nuggets.
Okay.
He more overrated than Luka.
Oh shit.
Right. Let's just be real. Let's start with Joker. If without the free throws, Joker don't score. Go watch his actual games. He's more than James Harden free throw line. Now you got to realize, bro, Joker and Luka, what they represent, how much money they represent, how much international dollars they represent. Just like Giannis. That's why they let him have a championship, right?
Okay.
Joker and Giannis, they have to do good in order for us to keep them. Why? If none of the people think that their player from Slovakistan can ever win, why are they gonna keep watching? You gotta let them be good. This is why they overhype. Even if you like Luka, right? You can't say they don't overhype, blood. You know what I'm saying? They overhype him like a month. You know what I'm saying? It's because
wait, you saying that they overhyped Luka? And
yes.
this man just averaged 32 points last season?
I'm not saying he didn't, but you know they control who gonna average 32 points.
Okay.
I can see where you coming from, because
if we know that if we make Luka one of our main attractions, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that all the people in Slumberstan, right? We know all those people gonna watch. You feel me? We give them somebody to rally behind, right? You gotta ain't none of this by accident. Ain't that, bro? This is all Luka is our Yao Ming. Yao Ming was trash, but he would get every foul call. He would get everything to make him look good because he was our link to China. We needed that China money. You feel me?
You want to know what's up?
I was telling my homeboys that because he didn't even have a 10-year season and he became a Hall of Famer.
Jeremy Lin was trash, but for a period of time, the NBA refs, they are part of the script. They know who we want to win. They know who, you know what I mean, what the story is. It's a script. It's called entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at what the NBA says, it's a reason why before their games they say this is NBA entertainment.
Yeah,
because that makes them, because people bet on the games, and if you don't tell them that it's entertainment, then they could sue.
Okay.
But when you say it's entertainment, that's telling them we can control who wins or not. You know what I mean? It's just like people bet on WWE, and we all know that ain't real, but it's the storyline. Who gonna keep the storyline going? You feel me? And it's just like politics. Barack Obama, they knew they needed us, so they brought in Barack Obama to be the smooth jive talking. Hey, black people, I like you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even Indian. You ain't even one of us. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's the kicker, though. They didn't get an indigenous person as the president. They would never do that. They got somebody who's from freaking Kenya.
He ain't even one of us. Think about it, bro. When they say who the prettiest black woman, they pull up Lupita. What? Bro, we got way better. Let's just be real, bro. Lupita ain't never been able to step with no Christina Milian, who's an Indian, Lauren London, Indian. They can't even mess with SZA. Let's just be real, bro. Like people, if you go on Instagram, like and just go to your homepage,
the goddesses,
American Indian girls, even though they showing what you might not want to see them in the form there, but let's just be real for a second, though. These is the baddest baddies. Even you got us Cubans, Dominicans, Puerto Rican, them us too, them Indians too. So whatever flavor you like, our women are the baddest, but they don't never give the model spots to our women. They give it to African women. They give European the roles to African men. You think that's by accident? No, bro. No.
And all the NBA championships and all the best players they saying are foreigners now. You know what I'm saying? Luka, Giannis.
We know that's not true. We know that's not true. We know, like I like Giannis, right? Like, but to be for real, man, ain't evolved. Like he ain't got no jump shot since he started. It's not that I'm not saying he's not good, but that man ain't touching the Indian Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Indians. These is Indians. Like they ain't messing with us, bro. The young boys, LaMelo Ball, they not messing with us, bro.
Anthony Edwards and such.
Come on, bro. Fucking Joel Embiid ain't messing with us. Like he ain't had no evolution either.
Yeah.
Let's be for real. He ain't evolved since he came in the league. That's why Philly's trash.
Yeah. And I remember Gilbert Arenas saying how Trae Young has an equal career as Luka Doncic, but
he has a better career than Luka Doncic.
They tarnish Trae Young. They don't pick him in All-Star games.
Thank you. And he's been further than Luka with less. He's been further than Luka with less, but he's an Indian. You see what I'm saying? He's an American Indian.
It's all a mind game, and like you said, they can control the outcome. And like you said, with you saying, I want to show this before we leave this the topic. I want to share my screen. I seen somebody reveal this on Twitter, I think. So look, we have 2022. Y'all can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Notice if you see a coincidence. Look at the colors of the Rams. That's 2022. Look at the colors of the Golden State Warriors.
And look at the colors of the Ukraine.
You feel me? You feel me?
That's all I'm saying.
And then it all add up. You feel me? How the hell does this happen? How does this happen? The last 3 to 4, and I think it's a couple more as well. The last 2 NBA championships, and in 2022, the Rams with them winning. Why do they all symbolize the same color as a Ukraine flag? Why the hell? And now we see Joe Biden has given them over damn near $1 billion, right? Like $1 billion. What's really going on, fam?
Bruh. See what I'm saying? Ain't none of this by accident, bro. It's all ceremonial.
All ceremonial.
You gotta realize, bro. They want Larry Bird to be the GOAT. They want Luka to be the GOAT. They want Cooper Kupp to be the GOAT, but they don't have souls. So if you make them the focus, nobody will watch. Bro, I'm telling you. That's why they went and got the ABA. That's why they went and dismantled the ABA, because they was like, yo, if all the black players over here and we over here, ain't nobody about to watch us chest pads when these people over here with afros doing all this crazy stuff. Ain't nobody about to watch that. It's just real what it is. So that's why they got
championship was it had less viewers than the bubble.
You see what I'm saying?
The what?
Because no one wants to see Joker. He don't, bro. No one wants to see that.
Oh my gosh!
It don't matter how good he is, bro. You gotta remember, bro. The soul is magnetism. You feel me? The only reason anyone believes Eminem is one of the best rappers is because they get us to say he one of the best. Let's just be real, bro. If it wasn't for 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, all these people saying Eminem, you would not believe he one of the best. You don't listen to that. You don't listen to that, bro. You do not listen to that. Nobody that look like us listen to, because he don't even talk about stuff. When do we disrespect our mama? Even if we don't like our mama, that's not what.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much bigger you. Even if you don't like your mama, you don't openly disrespect your mama.
Let me grab my charger real quick. 1 second.
Go ahead, bro. What I'm saying is the type of stuff he rap about, we don't relate to. You feel me? Like, who brought in drug rap? Eminem. He's responsible for Juice WRLD. He's responsible for all these overdoses because he's the one who turned rap from drug dealer music to drug user music. You feel me? Like, bro was a real CIA agent. People don't believe me when I say that, but I'm telling you, Eminem was an agent, bro. He was an agent. Think about everything he brought in. Who started that cross-dressing thing? Men dressing like women in rap. Who started that? Eminem. He was the first one to do that.
No way.
Who's the one that started rap becoming more comical than serious? Before Eminem, rap had like messages. He's the one
painting his nails, dyeing his hair.
Who made it like that? Who made it to a joke? Eminem did that. Before Eminem, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it had a message. Even if it was gangster, it still had a message. Eminem brought in all the people don't, because he's lyrical. People don't put the 2 and 2 together.
They definitely don't.
But he's the one that's responsible for I'm telling you, he was sent to destroy rap, and that's exactly what he did.
You the first person I ever heard say that. All you hear is the fake talks about him being the #1 selling artist, and he's the most lyrical person. When I've never, ever, ever heard his music in public.
You don't never hear it.
You don't ever hear it. So when is it being played? So you're saying that he's basically a walking, talking psyop.
He's an industry plant, bro. He is what they wanted. He is what they want us to be. Like the stuff he talk about, what he put in front of us is this what they want the Indian man to become. You feel me? And
they say he's not even from 8 Mile. Like that was all cap as well.
Bro, people talk about he's a great. I asked how Eminem got how Eminem got put on. How did Eminem get put on? People was like, oh, he was a great battle rapper. I said, pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Everybody pull up just one clip where you could barely hear him rapping. We got the black hoodie. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You can.
Okay.
It's like 45 seconds on you barely hear him rapping, and he ain't saying nothing crazy. That's like, it's like, bro,
Like you gotta sign him. Like nothing would have that you would have made you sign him and put him on the beat. Nothing.
So why he got put on? What why what the world Jack Harlow do to get put on?
That's the biggest.
What?
Like
what? Before he was famous, what was Jack Harlow like? What? Mac Miller.
Okay, come on now, Matt.
Nah,
you know
bro,
he
I
like the
smoke
people.
on Mac Miller packs every night, bro. Smoke on them. Roll them up. Smoke big fat Mac Miller packs. Mac Miller, bro. Straight up.
Whoa.
No, bro. Mac Miller.
Hold on. Today the anniversary of Mac Death.
Hey, I'm about to roll up a Mac Miller pack tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna roll up one tonight. You feel me? What was Mac Miller? What was Mac Miller? Who was he connected to?
Philadelphia. Who was it? Wiz Khalifa? Who?
No. He was connected to the same people that own the record labels. Don't get it twisted. He was ooish.
No.
He was.
Okay, damn.
These people, bro, you gotta realize what they here to do, bro. Y'all, bro. I'm telling you, gotta realize, bro. They industry plants. They here. What was when Mac Miller got into the game? What did he contribute to us? What did he tell us? Look at that picture. Look at that first picture right there. What's that telling your kid? What's that telling your kid?
Go smoke a cig.
You feel me? All he rap drugs, this, that. Who started that? Eminem, right? Lil White, right? You feel me? But look, who brought in that depression, suicide rap? That's them.
That nigga, him right there.
Hey,
he did that. I ain't gonna lie. In high school, like,
who's responsible for Juice WRLD? Why is he even a genre?
Juice WRLD?
We were never emo. There's white boys. We weren't never no emo. What that wasn't us. How we get emo rappers? Who started that?
Mac Miller.
And dang, it's crazy though. He said that his mother was gooish, you heard, and we all know my old favorite rapper, Drake. You already know his connection. It's not even hard that you feel me. He booish, you feel me?
Right?
You feel me?
Machine Gun Kelly.
No way. I know. Hold on. No, fam.
What does he do? What's his song that's just so hard? Like for Action Bronson. What? Who are these people?
Come on, Action Bronson a little cool now, fam.
No,
he got a little.
Bro. No, he ain't. Ain't none of them cool, bro. All of them are none of them cool, bro. Not one of them came into the game uplifting the consciousness of us. Not one. Every single one that come in on some buffoonery. They come Iggy Azalea. Who name one? White Iverson.
Post Malone.
None of these people are doing anything.
Well, okay, hold on. What about my boy? What about Russ and the dude who not the one that the dude that look weird. Logic.
Look up Russ' new album cover.
No.
Russ ain't even white. Like he like some other shit, ain't he?
Okay,
Russ ain't white, is he? Is he? Is Russ white?
I don't know what he is.
He might be a mix with a little something, but you know what I'm saying. What about Logic though? You know what I'm saying?
Logic made it. Logic, and he mixed too. Logic ain't white. He mixed too.
Okay, so I gotta ask you this question. Okay, before we get to this, before we ask that question, you said his album cover. Which one? This right here, fam?
Nah, it's one that's like with his face was like beaten up a bit, and then he had a ring on.
You know what's crazy?
That's it right there. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is before you even keep going, the people who gonna watch this and be mad about my Eminem take. Go look up all the videos that's talking about Eminem being a part of the Illuminati. Y'all can believe that. But when I say that what they used them for, people don't believe. Like, okay, yeah, he probably, what did the Illuminati use him for? To destroy the consciousness of rap music. That's what he's here for. They don't want to believe that, but he part of the Illuminati. Bruh, It just don't like me saying it. You feel me? Eminem
It's because like you basically been pointing out, they use somebody with our magnetism to say that he's the greatest rapper ever to deceive us. It's a mind F. It's a psyop.
We love 50 Cent. 50 Cent the one that told us Eminem one of the greatest. We like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre told us it wasn't Eminem who made us believe that he was one of the greatest. It was all the lists that they put him on. It was all the cosigns that he got. It was all the rappers that we actually like saying that he was great. It wasn't him. You don't know 8 Eminem songs, bro. You know Sorry Mama. You don't know no bunch of Eminem songs because you
that Unstoppable. You only got one shot.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know the big Johns. You know what I'm saying? But you don't listen to Eminem.
Yeah,
you don't, bro. When the last time you listened to Eminem? It's been a while. We got 3 people on here ain't listening to Eminem in forever, but for somehow he has so many streams. Them ain't real. Yeah. Them not real, bro. No one's listening to that shit. White boys might listen to it, but
for sure.
Ain't nobody. When you get off of this, ask somebody who you know ain't see this, right? Ask you, when the last time you listened to an Eminem song? They're gonna be like, exactly. But you got all these streams.
Okay. All right, I got 1 or 2 more questions, fam, for you before we wrap it up. And I want to say I appreciate you again. So before we get off, I want to know which one should I ask first? Okay, I ask this one first. For what's your overall perspective and your take on opposite blood types and I don't want to say race because we know that's like a political term and shit, but other people and stuff. Would you consider yourself to be racist?
I mean, when you say racist, what do you mean? You mean like, do I care about my people first?
Are you opposed to doing business, to intertwining, to working with other races at all?
No, that would be foolish. No, but here's what I'm saying, bro. I don't have no problem. This is what people get misconfused about me, right? I don't have no problem with no other race, bro. I just tell the truth. So, and when I tell the truth about the past, people automatically assume I don't like them because of what the truth is. You feel me? I got white homeboys. You know what I'm saying? I got a white homeboy, but I'm saying, but he know me. He know who I am. He know what I'm about. He probably watching right now. He know who I am. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So it's just because I tell the truth don't mean that I don't like nobody. You know what I'm saying? But like,
do you feel like if he tap in and he lock in with us, you know what I'm saying, that he could ascend? That he could?
No, I mean, it is no. You are what you are genetically. You feel me?
It scares you.
Like you are what you are genetically. It's not about whether I like you or not. I'm not saying, like, I'm not telling you a god, bro, because I like you. It just is what it is.
Period. No matter if I fuck with you or not, that's just what it's gonna be.
No matter how we feel about the ABC community, all those dudes over there, all the ones that look, all them is gods, bro. Them is gods.
Regardless,
those are gods, bro. I cannot stand Suki Hana as a goddess. She is what she is. Like, no matter what frequency she's on, right? She might be vibrating at this low frequency, but she still is the highest being that can ever be created. Suki Hana is the highest being. She's a 9 ether woman, divine feminine energy.
It don't get higher, basically.
It can get no higher than what she is at her core. And I can't stand her. If I had a daughter, she wouldn't be allowed to know who Sukiana is. You feel me? But she still is what she is. So whether I like you or not, bro, I'm not telling you this off of my opinion. It's just facts. It just is what it is.
For sure.
Do you need sunscreen, bro? If you need sunscreen, you can't ascend. It is what it is, my guy. If you can't take this, the sun is what's gonna pick, not me.
Sheesh. Okay.
Not me. If you can take the sun, then hey, maybe you supposed to be here. If you cannot take the sun, you're gonna pass the rapture. We are you, me, and us 3, bro. We are part of the rapture. We are part of the rapture. The information that we are giving out is part of the rise in consciousness. Feel me? No matter, I don't know how many people watching right now, but it's somebody that's watching who is being raptured up right now. Feel me? His kundalini is raising.
I mean, they're rising in consciousness, being taken up.
And you are an agent of the rapture. You are one of the angels. That's what you are. You feel me? All of us used to, because remember earlier you asked, you said only certain ones of us are doing it. You know what I'm saying? We're the chosen ones. We're the ones that came back here in order to get the rest of us.
So this is the way you prove it, by the ones who are doing the work like this, doing the work like you're doing, spreading the knowledge, raising the frequency. That's how you tell who's really okay.
Anyone can say who the chosen one is. Anyone can say that they are chosen one. But it's a reason why y'all found me. You feel me? It's a reason why. It's a bunch of rappers out here, but y'all found me. It's because
okay.
You feel me? It's a reason why certain people blow up on the internet. A lot of people giving that information. Why this dude blow up and he ain't backed by nobody? He's chosen. Some of us sign these contracts to be. Now it ain't gonna be all good because you also got to be a representative of how to go through struggle. That's why a lot of us come from hardship, right? Let me tell you a sign if you chosen or not, bro. In order to be chosen, you got to realize you got to be able to connect to people on all levels. Meaning you had to go through these different levels yourself. Bro, I've been homeless before.
Okay.
Feel me? I was homeless at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been at all different frequencies, so I know how to connect with all different type of people. And you probably do too. You probably do too. You feel me? You probably do too.
You cheated
because you chosen. That's why you went through that when you was 13. I didn't know you were at 13. You know what I'm saying? But it's something you went through that your homeboys ain't go through. You're like, what? I go through because you had to be ready to be able to talk to all these people. You had to be able to fit. You got to have empathy to be a good warrior leader, right? I'm a warrior. I'm a god of war. In order to in order to get your soldiers' trust, you got to be able to feel them. You feel me? You got to have empathy. Only way to feel that is if you've been through it. I can coach you through the gym because I go there every day. I know what it feel like when that shit burning and you can't do no more. And I'm saying, do one more. You can't tell me you don't know what it's like, bro. I know what it's like. You feel me? That's why I know you can do one more, even though mentally you don't feel like it, but I know you can, and you end up doing it.
Mind over matter.
So you had to go through all that stuff you went through. Bro, you dark skinned just like me, bro. You know the reality that me and you live. It's even more different. It's even more different than other black people. You feel me? Like you being dark skinned just like me. I'm talking to you, Janika. So our growing up was different. It was different, bro. Even amongst our people. Even amongst our people, is when you look like us, it's still even different. You feel me? We are really unique. We're a unique sector because of what you are closer to origin. The darker you are, the closer you are to source. So they gotta make it, the more powerful you are. You feel me? So what I'm saying is, bro, it's an experience that only certain ones could understand. You feel me? So you had to go through that. So because there's certain little girls that only you gonna be able to reach. Certain dark-skinned girls who not feeling as pretty that you gonna be able to reach and raise their frequency. Certain dark-skinned boys that only you gonna be able to reach. Because I mean, Chris Brown don't know what it's like. He one of us, but he don't know what it's like to be like me or like you or even like you. You feel me? Chris, my kids are looked at a different way by the police than I am. And they look like light-skinned black people. They're like Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? That's what they look like. You know what I'm saying? But it's different from white, but it's still two different realities. You know what I mean? So you had to go through certain stuff to be chosen because you gotta be able to relate. You feel me?
Your testimony has to be more powerful, basically.
And you're the representation of perseverance. You feel me? That's why when we get older, as dark-skinned dudes, we end up getting all the girls. because they like dark-skinned men. It's dark-skinned boys they don't like. You feel me? It's the little ones they don't like. But if you can keep your confidence and make it to where we are right now, we become the shit. You feel me? But you gotta make it there. You gotta make it there. You gotta get through middle school where it's rough as hell for us. You feel me? I done got called every freaking thing under the, you know what I'm saying? I done been called everything, every black crack you can think of, I done got. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now I get all the, you feel me? Because now they want it. You see what I'm saying? Now they want it, but I had to make it through that. So now I can tell the young boy or the young girl who are coming up, who going through it at this moment, you're gonna be all right. You feel me? Just keep going. You're gonna grow into yourself, just keep going. But I had to go through it in order to do that. And it's that on a larger scale for the chosen.
For sure. For sure. All right. My final question, unless Jonique wants to ask something else. My final question is, before we get off, what's a message that you have for all the who we know to be the Aboriginals, but who think they are African Americans? What's your message to them?
Go talk to your grandma. Go talk to your granddaddy. Go talk to the oldest member of your family and ask them. Just go do it, because they got us disconnected, right? How many people talk to their great grandma? Not many. Like in today's age, that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So these people are dying off without you even knowing. And I would say go talk to the oldest member of your family. And another thing is, has anyone in your family, not outside of your family, not in school, has anyone in your family told you that you're from Africa? Anybody ever in your life?
Besides school.
Huh?
Besides school.
Like, has your grandmama, has your great auntie, has your one of your uncles, anybody said this is where we from in Africa? If the answer is no, if all they tell you, oh no, we from Georgia, we from Mississippi, we from South Carolina, then you an Indian, bro. You not from like you gotta realize you was told you was from Africa by our enemy. You gonna keep believing your enemy?
Can't. Yeah. So
we'll wrap it up. You have straight Indian features, bro. Like you like.
Who? Which one of us?
I'm talking about you. Gonna make it. You have like me and you. What we have in common, bro. You probably shot out like me. We had the same high cheekbones, these Indian cheeks, and we got jet black hair. This is Indian. Like this is Indian hair here. Like this jet black. You know, a lot of people got brown hair. We have like jet. Look at your cheeks and look at my cheeks, bro. These is.
Yeah, the only evidence I would have of that, I have one of my great aunt. She wrote in the book that my great grandfather said that we were Blackfoot and Choctaw. You feel me? My great grandma was full-blooded Seminole. You know what I'm saying? But nobody in my family has made any reference to that. You know what I'm saying? Only my great aunt, and it's in a book. So I'm like, you feel me? What ain't no?
Is your great aunt? Is she still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. I gotta tap in with her. She's staying in Cali though, I think.
Bro, go talk to her, bro. You need to call her tomorrow. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. You
the
don't
severity,
You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm telling you, but that information, bro, make a whole video. I would love to see that. Like, bro, if you make a video on that, bro, I would love to see you like interview her and tell you. I'm gonna do it with my grandma. My grandma, 100% Choctaw Indian, like 100% Choctaw Indian. And there's my last name is Croatian, right? There's a whole Indian tribe called the Croatian Indians from South Carolina. We got a whole tribe named after us. You feel me? That's why nobody can tell me who I am, because I was born. I went to an Indian elementary school. I went to an Indian church. I went to a school. They taught us like wow, one little
okay.
I went like that's why I went. That's why, but it's called Alabama Indian.
Okay.
Like everybody knows. If you call somebody from Alabama African, they're gonna want to fight you. If you tell them like when I was younger and you be like, "Oh, you African," especially being dark skinned, and it was fighting words, bro. Oh, we about to go at it, bro. You ain't about to call me African. That's how it was when we was younger. You see what I'm saying? Because we all knew
that y'all from the land.
Yeah, we all knew you was Indian because you raised in it, bro. Like you literally, and it's not even a big. Bro. I'm telling you, I did not know that black people really thought they was from Africa until I blew up on TikTok. Once I got famous on TikTok, that's when I found out that people actually thought that they was from Africa. I didn't know that, bro. I was like,
Oh,
I believe, like, because where I'm from, everybody know that's not like, it's not even like a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like calling somebody African is an insult. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just African. Like, they're crazy, but
it's real deal. It's a real deal psyop, fam. Like, I don't really think people understand the severity of it, like how much they impede it. And that's what I also want to touch on. But I want to have you on again, fam. We'll go deeper in just strictly Aboriginal history. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand. Look, my grandma was born in 1953. They weren't called African American until she was like in her teens,
70s.
You feel me? 20 years old.
Indian. Your grandma was called Indian.
You feel me? Their identity literally changed while they were living.
Yeah.
While they were alive. You know what I'm saying?
If you go, bro, listen, it's like this, bro.
It's a new theory. People don't even understand that. Even us being from Africa, it's not a fact. It's a theory.
That's nowhere near a fact, brother. We got the oldest genes are found here in America, in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, the oldest genes is here in America, bro. I'm telling you. Like, go ask your grandma. Go do your genealogy. Bro, it's like this. My family come from a tribe in Shickalock, Mississippi.
Shickalock, okay.
It's called Shickalock, Mississippi Choctaw Indians, right? So the tribe. If you Google Black Indians, Shickalock, Mississippi, they have a roll of all the Black Indians who lived there, the actual Indians. You will find my great grandma. You'll find my great uncle, my great auntie, like my grandma's sister, brother, her dad, and all of them. You feel me? Like, and you probably got it for yours too. It's just people don't even know to go look.
Exactly.
They don't even know to go look, bro.
Yeah, and it's really.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just really cool because I stay right next to Osceola County as well. You know what I'm saying? I never heard. Yeah, I never. You was in Sanford. Oh yeah, you right down the road type shit. You feel me? Yeah, see, for sure. See, I never knew of even a Chief Osceola until studying the history until like a year or two ago. You feel me? And we right next to the county, and it's right into our face. I guarantee a lot of people who live in Kissimmee and Point Siena, they don't even know.
Yeah, you know? Bro, Kissimmee full of Arawak and Taino Indians. Full of them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's full of that. It's full of that, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So before we wrap off, fam, where would you tell people that they could study a lot of this information at?
Okay. So if you want information about, okay, we're gonna go bigger picture and then smaller, right? Okay. Because in the bigger picture, we all 90 beings, whether you indigenous to America, you indigenous to Africa, if you copper, if you one of us, no matter if you're African, Australian, you are a 90 being, right? So if you want information on that, I tell you go look up Dr. York, Dr. Malachi Z. York, right? Bobby Hemmett, Rashad Jamal.
So this is for the metaphysics side.
Yeah. So this is the bigger picture. This is finding out who we all are, right? Or who your actual origins come from, like what you are at your core, right? You want to look up number one, the God, Dr. Malachi Z. York. That is the GOAT of all of it. He's the one that taught your teacher. You feel me? Dr. Malachi Z. York, Bobby Hemmett, Rashad Jamal, and GODKING Joshua. Go look us up and you will get your information.
For sure.
Now, as far as indigenous information, bro.
Aboriginal information, let's get into it.
Chief Warhorse. Chief Warhorse, Dane Calloway.
All right.
Dane Calloway. I'm gonna say his name 3 times. Dane Calloway.
All right.
Like, besides Chief Warhorse, she's the GOAT. Dane Calloway, Dane Calloway is a GOAT, bro.
He's fine.
He's a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And besides that, bro, go talk to your family. You will be so surprised. You'll be so surprised, bro. Go talk to the oldest living member of your family and ask them, do we have Indian in our family? Ask them like that. Hey, text me real quick, bro. Text me. Text me real quick. Yeah, come through. Yeah, my bad, y'all.
You good?
I got another show to do.
For sure.
But Dan Calloway, and check with your oldest member of your family. If you want to find if you were Indian, right? These are the things you need to do, and this is what I'll leave y'all with, right? One, mother and father side, find out where your family originates. Like I'm from Alabama, but my family originates from Mississippi and Virginia, right? Mississippi and Virginia. We Choctaw Indians on the Mississippi side, Tuscarora Indians down to Virginia, South Carolina. That's where you find out of my family, right?
Okay.
So find out where your people originate from. So let's say you from Florida, but your people originate from something Georgia, right?
Yeah.
You want to go to that small town. You don't have to drive there. Google it, right? And then you want to go to their city hall or their town records, right? Then you want to look up the Black Indians. You got to type that in. All of these places got the records of us. Feel me? It's just if you don't know where your family originated, you won't find yours. So you got to find where y'all like originated from, because that's when you was tribe. That's when you was Indian. You feel me? So go in the Dawes Rolls. If you go look up the Dawes Rolls, you will be if your family member has a C for color next to their name, you are Indian. 100% fact.
Because they switched it in the paperwork. They switched it.
They reclassified all Indians as colored. Okay. So if you go look at the Dawes Rolls and go look up your great uncle, he in there.
How you spell that, fam?
Dawes, DAWS.
Okay, Dawes Rolls.
Dawes Rolls.
Okay, I
Go look
appreciate
it up.
that. I appreciate that.
All of us got somebody in there. If you one of us, you in there. Just go to ancestry.com, look your stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And if it got a C next to it, you an Indian.
I know I did my research back in 2020. I still got all my obituaries of my great grands. So
look that up, man.
When I went to the library, I seen that one of my family members was from like the mid eastern part of South Carolina.
Oh, that's where my family from.
Yeah, that's my mom's side. That's my mom's side, and my dad's side is right here in Aiken and Augusta, Georgia, around this.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You probably Tuscarora Indian just like me. You feel me? You probably a Tuscarora Indian. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Hello. You good? All right, bet. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
So, hey,
yeah,
man.
Where can they tap in with you at, fam?
God King Joshua on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to go hear the music, you just Google God King Joshua. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, any platform you can think of is on there. Alabama Indian is out now. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of music out now. So just go look me up. You'll find it, bro.
All right.
I really love y'all show, bro. Y'all boys go hard. I appreciate it so much for having me on.
For sure. I would love to have you again, fam. Y'all heard it here. You feel me? Cosmic Convo episode 5. We appreciate y'all tapping in.
Peace to the guys.
Peace to the guys. Peace.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Bet that.